First tonight, a live look over downtown Dayton as strong storms are making their way towards the Miami Valley as we speak. And because of this incoming system, we're going to see near record-breaking temperatures. Along with that, we could also see some strong winds with gusts up to 50 miles per hour in parts of the region. So a wind advisory is going to be in effect starting tomorrow morning.
And if that's not enough, we're about to jump back on that roller coaster ride of temperatures, Natalie, starting tomorrow, which is going to be nuts.
Yeah, near record highs tomorrow, around 70 degrees. It's gonna, believe it or not, it's February. In case you forgot, because it was also warm today, it is still February. And then it's also going to be very windy. We have a wind advisory in effect for our area from 4 a.m. until 4 p.m. We're tracking some wind gusts potentially up to 50 miles per hour. So now is the time to secure any outdoor loose items. If you have trash cans out, maybe patio umbrella, anything like that, you want to make sure that is secure, as it is going to start to become windy pretty quickly here, especially by early tomorrow morning. It's very warm though. We're in the 50s right now, 54 in Dayton, 50 in Urbana, 53 in Bell Fountain. And with some rain that made its way through, scattered showers over these next several hours or so, but then we'll eventually see clearing as we head into the day tomorrow. So bus stop forecast showing 50s and then eventually climbing into the upper 60s as we head into tomorrow afternoon. I mentioned near record-breaking highs. Winds pretty much with us all day long, so it is going to be a breezy one. No really need for a coat throughout the day tomorrow, though, as it will be very mild. But I'm talking about those big changes, including a threat for severe storms as we head into our Thursday. I'll time it all out for you coming up here in just a little bit.
Natalie, thanks. And as severe weather moves in, we'll update you both here on air and online, also through our Dayton 24/7 Now app. If you'd like, you can scan that QR code with your phone's camera right now. It'll take you to a place where you can download it for free, or you just go to your Google Play and Apple App Stores as well. It'll send weather alerts right to your phone.
Over the last 2 years, the Greene County Prosecutor's Office has worked to clear as many outstanding arrest warrants as possible. Despite having a ways to go, tonight they're celebrating a big milestone. Gwyneth Falloon spoke with the prosecutor and their criminal investigator about their efforts. She is live in studio tonight. So, Gwen, how many have been cleared so far?
Megan, prosecutor David Hayes and his criminal investigator Fred Meadows partnered with law enforcement agencies across the country to clear a total of 120 warrants. When Hayes first took the office 2 years ago in January of 2021, he made it a goal to find as many people with outstanding warrants in the county and bring them to justice, no matter where they were.
So, Gwen, how old are some of these warrants then?
It kind of depends on each case. However, some are 4 or 5 or even 6 years old. But regardless of when that crime took place or how long the warrant has been out, those at the prosecutor's office want the community to know they are working to bring justice to every case.
I want the victims to know that if they become a victim in Greene County, we're going to do everything in our possibility to go get them and bring them back and have them stand justice.
Now, in some cases, they say public knowledge is key. So if you have any information, they urge you to call their office at 937-562-5250. Back to you.
Gwen, thanks so much. Live pictures tonight over the Michigan State University campus. Students and staff there now trying to return to normal just 24 hours after a shooter opened fire, killing 3 students and injuring 5 others. Tonight, we're learning the names and seeing the faces of those 3 students who were killed in last night's shootings at MSU. They are Brian Fraser, Alexandria Verner, and Ariel Anderson. We know that Verner and Fraser attended the same high school. University officials are describing their loss as immense. Now, and a memorial for the 3 students is right now growing on campus. Students and staff, as well as visitors, are all coming together to grieve. The university announcing today that classes will remain canceled until next Monday, and counseling services are available for all students.
And tonight, police are still trying to figure out a motive on all this. Right now, investigators say they have no idea. 43-year-old Anthony McRae was not a student or a university employee. His father told CNN he noticed a drastic change in his son's behavior after his wife died in 2020 and urged McRae to seek help, but he refused. McRae served a 1.5 year probation for a gun violation in 2021. Congressman Dan Kildee spoke about the need to pass gun laws.
We have the opportunity, for example, to strengthen our red flag laws so that if there is an individual who's demonstrating that they may become dangerous, that we're able to do what we can to prevent them from harming others with the use of a dangerous weapon.
Michigan's governor recently called for 3 gun policy proposals in her State of the State address. They're focused on universal background checks, safe storage laws, and red flag laws. Democrats control both the House and Senate in Michigan. They say they'll move fast in the wake of this latest shooting to enact change.
Now, President Biden is reacting to the tragedy at Michigan State today. He spoke with Michigan's governor last night. The president called the shooting at MSU a family's worst nightmare and warned it's happening all too often in the U.S.
While we gather more information, there's one thing we do know to be true. We have to do something to stop gun violence ripping apart our communities.
Now, the president was speaking at the National Association of Counties and talked about steps being taken to beef up emergency services across the country. He renewed his call to ban assault rifles and high-capacity magazines.
Tonight, universities and community members across the Miami Valley are reacting to this news. Mamie Bott tells us more.
I spoke with the director of public safety. He tells me campus safety is always top of mind. The university has an alert system to inform students through text, email, or call of an emergency. It also offers run, fight, hide training to anyone.
It is to give people options instead of not knowing what to do. A lot of people talk about fight or flight, but if people don't know what to do, the communities don't know what to do, we can't have them do the third F word, which is freeze.
The training is offered every Monday and Wednesday virtually, and community members can even take part. I'm told just last year more than 1,000 people went through the training. Now, for more details on how to sign up, just head to Dayton247now.com and click on this story under Top Stories. Back to you.
Mamie, thanks. Now, the latest tonight from East Palestine. Residents there continue to raise concerns about their health less than 2 weeks after the release of toxic fumes from several derailed train cars. Crews conducted a controlled release of hazardous chemicals, including butyl acrylate and vinyl chloride, to avoid a major explosion. Residents were told to evacuate the area during the release. The evacuation order was then lifted last Wednesday, but since then, there have been growing reports of people experiencing a burning sensation in their eyes, animals getting sick, and also a strong odor that's lingering. One man we spoke with says his family is avoiding using water as much as they can, and he's fighting for more testing for water and soil.
You know, it was alarming, grabbing the clothes that you can, getting your animals out the best you can, and have no idea when you're going to be coming back. We have 4 kids. Ranging from 2 till 15, and it's a lot to try to manage and keep them comfortable and happy and also safe at the same time, and keep your own sanity through the whole situation.
Local officials maintain the air is safe to breathe and the water is safe to drink in East Palestine, but some business owners and residents are filing lawsuits against the train company.
Ohio Governor Mike DeWine says he learned today the train with 10 cars carrying vinyl chloride that derailed in East Palestine was not classified as a high hazardous material train.
Frankly, if this is true, and I'm told it's true, this is absurd, and we need to look at this, and Congress needs to take a look at how these things are handled. We should know when we have trains carrying hazardous material that are going through the state of Ohio.
DeWine says he learned this from the Public Utilities Commission of Ohio. He says the train was not categorized as hazardous because only 10 out of the 50 cars were carrying toxic chemicals.
Now, the East Palestine train derailment has again sparked concern over drinking water, especially because contaminants from the train cars made their way to the Ohio River. Cassie Arsenault spoke with officials and explains how safe the water supply really is.
Okay, so here's a visual aid for all of you at home. Now, the spill happened up here at East Palestine, and right now those contaminants, they're moving 1 mile an hour and diluting and dispersing as they move. Now, they've already passed Wheeling and they're on their way to Huntington, but still about 3 days from reaching that area. Now, they're detecting all these contaminants at only 4 parts per billion. Now, for this to be a concern, they need to reach 500 parts per billion. We're a long way away from that, and they haven't even reached Cincinnati yet, still about a week away. So you can drink your water, you can give it to your kids. Even a week from now, it's likely that these contaminants won't even be detectable when they finally reach the tri-state. Reporting live, I'm Cassie Arsenault. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much. And we are following developing news. This is a live look at the AES outage map right now. More than 3,000 people are in the dark as we speak. Officials with AES are telling us that there was some sort of issue with the transmission line in the Northridge area and that crews are working as we speak to restore power to those who are without. At the moment, there's no estimate for when power is going to be restored. As we learn anything new, that we'll be sure to update you here on air and online. The man accused of trying to kidnap a Xenia girl will soon have his day in court. 35-year-old Reed Duran was ruled competent to stand trial. Duran was arrested last August after investigators say he posed as a parent during St. Bridget's School's open house. We're told after that, Duran was arrested, taken into custody, and he attempted to stab a Xenia police officer in an interview room. A trial date hasn't been scheduled just yet.
The Dayton Police Department taking to Facebook today addressing recent car thefts. Lydia Bice live at the Now Desk now. Lydia, how many cars were stolen recently?
Well, Adam, 22 cars have been stolen in Dayton within the past week. 15 of those cars were Kias or Hyundais. Now, if you have a Kia or Hyundai, Dayton police are urging you to buy an anti-theft device, such as a steering wheel lock or glass brake sensors.
So, Lydia, is there anything being done about the surge in Kia and Hyundai thefts?
Yes, both companies are now working on software updates to cut down on the thefts. The updates will now require a key to be in the ignition to power the vehicle. This upgrade is free for nearly 4 million Hyundais and 4.5 million Kias. Don't forget, you can head to communitycrimemap.com to see a map of car thefts and any other crime in your area. Back to you.
Lydia, thanks. A major candidate announcing their bid for the White House today, who will be facing off against former President Trump for the GOP nomination.
And a California Senate seat is going to be up for grabs in 2024, the 50-year career that's coming to an end.
Plus, I'm tracking a very active forecast, including a threat for severe storms on Thursday that's coming up. Here's a live look from our Eco Plumber Skycam. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
We're learning new information after a fourth unidentified flying object was shot over Lake Huron this weekend. Tonight, the Pentagon is confirming that the first missile that was shot at that object missed.
In this case, the missile landed harmlessly in the water of Lake Huron. We tracked it all the way down.
Now, officials say the second missile took it down. The Pentagon didn't reveal the miss straight away, though. The answer came during questions surrounding the safety of a series of shoot-downs of unknown aerial objects hovering over the U.S. in the past couple of days. Other objects were shot down over Alaska and Canada. Officials believe they're commercial devices with no nefarious intent, but some lawmakers say the public deserves to know more.
I don't think they're being transparent enough, and I think that's got to change. It's amazing what the human mind can imagine when confronted with the unknown.
Officials say these objects shot down in recent days differ in size and maneuverability from the suspected Chinese spy balloon shot down earlier this month.
Ohio Congressman Mike Turner joined us this morning in our Dayton 24/7 Now studios to discuss these unidentified flying aircrafts. Congressman Turner says that these recent objects have forced the administration to reevaluate its policy on open sky areas. The big question that remains, though, is what exactly did the U.S. shoot down?
What's going to be interesting over the next several days is finding out what did they shoot down. Because as you know from the initial Department of Defense press conference, they even left the door open that these could be corporate objects, meaning that perhaps they're just things that have gone astray and not people with nefarious intent.
Turner is chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, so he's been heavily involved in looking into these strange occurrences.
Well, we have some rain around the area right now, a very mild evening. This round of rain pushing off to the east with some scattered showers through the rest of the evening. Pretty strong storm system, which is bringing windy conditions for us as well as areas to the south. Under wind advisories, we're under that wind advisory for tomorrow as well, as those winds are really going to increase and temperatures are going to be climbing. So rain moves out. We'll stay cloudy with a stray shower or two through the evening hours. By early tomorrow morning, we start out the day in the 50s. And then tomorrow afternoon, 60s, near record high temperatures. It's going to be a windy one. Sunshine, but still pretty nice day. Heading into Thursday, our next weather maker moves in. So we're tracking rain for the morning hours. We warm up back into the 60s by our Thursday afternoon. This is about 5 p.m. We could start to see a line of showers and thunderstorms begin to develop. This could pose a severe risk with damaging winds as the main concern. There is a low wind tornado risk, so we're going to monitor this threat very closely before colder air slides in by Friday.
Natalie, thanks. Turkey now says more than 35,000 people died in last week's earthquake. That makes it the country's worst disaster in a century. CNN reports the death toll across both Turkey and Syria is more than 41,000. Rescue teams continue to search the debris, pulling survivors from that rubble, some of whom have been buried for a week. Meanwhile, the need for aid in both countries is massive. Today, the UN launched a $397 million appeal to help 5 million Syrians for 3 months. Aid efforts there are complicated by a 12-year civil war.
Former Vice President Mike Pence is expected to find a subpoena from the special counsel investigating Donald Trump and his efforts to overturn the 2020 election. Pence plans to fight the order on the grounds that he was president of the Senate at the time, saying that would shield him because of the separation of powers. The special counsel's office is seeking documents and testimony related to the Capitol insurrection. They want Pence to testify about his interactions with the former president leading up to the election and also January 6th.
Former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley launching a presidential campaign today. Haley is officially the first major candidate to challenge former President Donald Trump for the GOP nomination. Haley served as Trump's ambassador to the UN during his presidency.
Meanwhile, Democratic Senator Dianne Feinstein of California just announced that she plans to retire. Feinstein spent 3 decades in the Senate and more than 5 decades in public office. She says she's going to step down at the end of 2024. At 89 years old, Feinstein is the oldest sitting member of the chamber.
The U.S. Senate confirmed President Biden's 100th federal judge today, and the Senate voted 54-45 to make Gina Mendez Miro a district court judge in Puerto Rico. Marks a milestone for Biden and Majority Leader Chuck Schumer of the Senate. The leaders are working to reshape the courts after former President Trump appointed more than 200 federal judges during his term.
Today, because of Senate Democrats, our federal judiciary is far more balanced, more diverse, more experienced than the one the country had 2 years ago.
Schumer notes Biden's picks include many public defenders, civil rights lawyers, women, and people of color. Some Republicans, though, have criticized the judicial nominees. Senator Ted Cruz earlier this month blasted them as extreme and unqualified. At this point, the president is outpacing both the Trump and Obama administrations in confirmations.
Well, tracking a very windy one for tomorrow as wind gusts increase to be 45, maybe up to 50 miles per hour through the day tomorrow. So waking up 8 a.m., heading out to the bus stop, commute. Keep in mind it's going to be a breezy one. Take extra hold of that steering wheel because we know how those gusty winds make it kind of hard to control as you're driving. Going to continue to see those windy conditions into the afternoon, and then we will see calmer winds by our Wednesday evening. So we do start to see things settle down by Wednesday evening, Wednesday night, and then Thursday we have another storm system that heads in. This is going to bring us a risk for strong to severe storms. We have a level 1 or level 2 threat for severe storms for the day on Thursday. We're monitoring that closely. Some uncertainties as far as if we'll get storms to develop due to rain and clouds for the start of the day, but it's something that we'll certainly want to be watching by our Thursday afternoon and evening.
Natalie, thanks. A special event held today to honor philanthropic work here in our community. How the nonprofit Prevent Blindness is helping those in need.
Oh, and the local organization making this Valentine's Day very special for kids in need. The donation they made to show them love.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
The Miami Valley, Ohio chapter of Prevent Blindness, a national nonprofit dedicated to preserving sight, held its 22nd annual People of Vision Award event today. I was honored to MC that event, and today, Kurt Lewis and United Healthcare of Ohio were honored for their outstanding philanthropic work in our community and statewide.
United Healthcare has supported us in the past. They have provided us with funding for our sight-saving programs across the whole state of Ohio. We have people that aren't able to go to work, not able to drive, children that aren't able to see properly at school, and their parents have nowhere to turn except to prevent blindness to be able to get access to an eye exam and glasses.
The organization offers this access to eye exams, glasses, and other crucial vision products for people at 200% poverty or worse. They also have educational programs that raise awareness of eye diseases. You can go to pbohio.org to learn more.
Well, a local group is bringing smiles to kids this Valentine's Day. The NCNW hosted its 20th annual Teddy Bear Roundup. The group donated nearly 350 bears to Montgomery County Children's Services. The NCNW president says this is a way to remind children that they're all loved.
Valentine's Day is centered around love, and not just love between couples, but love amongst everyone. There are so many teddy bears, they could just literally be diving inside of them, that it just brings you a joy. It brings back a time where, things are good and safe.
Montgomery County Children's Services tells us that they're very grateful for the NCNW Teddy Bear Roundup. The group says that they plan to continue to spread love for years to come.
She became the first ever black deaf woman to perform American Sign Language during a Super Bowl halftime show. And as Brad Underwood shows us how Justina Miles is empowering deaf children nationwide.
Rihanna wasn't the only one shining bright like a diamond during the Super Bowl. Deaf American Sign Language performer Justina Miles may have just stolen the show with her interpretation. Miles also signed during Lift Every Voice and Sing. Her energy and presence is something St. Rita's School for the Deaf is beyond excited about.
A huge inspiration to a lot of deaf children and also deaf black children as well too, of the potential that they can go and be on TV and do all these great things and make an impact on other people.
And that was Brad Underwood reporting. Now, a New Hampshire aquarium has the cutest Valentines around, the new tradition they made to bring a smile to the face of those who need it most.
Well, of course, big day to celebrate love and what's not to love about Girl Scout cookies. Still ahead, what you should know about changes to the program this year.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
the Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
Well, a New Hampshire aquarium describes Valentine's Day cards. Its otters painted as, quote, otterly adorable. Living Shores Aquarium says the ottergrams, they go to hospital patients along with 10 lucky sweepstakes winners. Very cute. The animal artists are 5 Asian small-clawed otters. They're named Harry, Teddy, Peanut, Jelly, and Sacco. Animal safe red and pink paint on their paws was used in the creations. The aquarium says it might make the ottergrams a Valentine's Day tradition.
Ah, those faces. Well, it is the best time of year, Girl Scout cookie season. Elise Coulter talks with a local Girl Scout about the changes that you're going to see this year and also how you can score your favorite box.
All right, guys, I'm so excited because we are literally talking my favorite topic ever, right? Girl Scout cookies. I'm here with Allie. Allie, so what are you already selling?
Yes, we are already selling.
Okay, so what do we have available this year? Because we've got some changes, right?
Yes, we do. We have the cookie that dropped last year, the Adventurefuls, which are a brownie-inspired cookie with caramel filling and chocolate drizzle.
Ooh.
And then we have all the same classics as the previous years.
And then we have a new one, which is available only digital, right?
Yes, on February 27th.
What is your favorite flavor?
My favorite flavor has to be Tostitos.
Really?
Yeah, they're kind of like a home-style vibe.
Oh, I love you. You're like that old school soul. I love it. All right, well, don't forget to get your Girl Scout cookies because all these girls are depending on us, right? So guys, back to you.